There is no way around it. The Cincinnati Bengals are surprising a lot of people, including myself. We've actually been giving a lot of love to the Bengals this entire year, but they are really proving a lot, especially this year, making it to the AFC Championship game in the last, over 30 years. It's incredible. I think it was 1988 it was, the announcer said. But, when you take a look at how this team was built, obviously getting Joe Burrow a couple years ago was the starting point. After that, you're like, okay, they've got some good players. They got T. Higgins. I think it was in the second round of that same draft. And you got guys like Tyler Boyd. And then this year they drafted Jamar Chase, out of LSU. And it's like, okay. You take a look at that pick and you're kind of wondering how their offensive line is going to do. But overall, I don't think anybody can debate Jamar Chase is a big reason as to why the Bengals are in the AFC Championship game right now. Like Joe Burrow, that connection between Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase it's second to none at this point almost. Like I feel like, there's a lot of other wide receiver and quarterback duos you can throw in here, but right now, this particular season, it's been amazing to watch, especially from a rookie in Chase. So I'm like, okay, this could be something special for many years to come. But for right now, I was thinking about this the other day. I'm like, okay, this is a big game for everybody, but I don't think this is a bigger game for anybody other than a guy like Joe Burrow. Now, second year in the NFL, when you think about it, you're not really expected to do much. But a guy like Patrick Mahomes, who came in as a second-year player and won a Super Bowl, beat the 49ers, it really put a whole new spin, I feel like, on the NFL. Like, this team, particularly the Cincinnati Bengals, and particularly Joe Burrow, is expected to do a lot more. And I don't know if it's fair. I don't know. I'm not sure I don't think he has necessarily something to prove, but I feel like this is kind of a career-defining game for Joe Burrow. Like, if we think about it, you saw what happened with Patrick Mahomes. You see a lot of similarities with Joe Burrow in the second year in terms of the way he's playing. Now, I'm not comparing these two, but I'm saying there are some similarities, especially with how they play. They're both gunslingers. They can just make plays. And I think overall they're just built different, and they are generational talents. I am not afraid to admit that, especially with how Joe Burrow has played this year, leading them all the way to the AFC Championship game, and just playing at a different level right now. Like, this is why you draft quarterbacks that are a sure thing. Like, obviously, if you can't get up to if you're not naturally in that number one overall spot, you got to trade. You got to trade everything, because this is the kind of thing, if you take out Joe Burrow, I think this team is lucky to win 8 games. I really do, because yes, they've got talent, but Joe Burrow is a huge reason as to why they are playing so well right now. And that defense, Trey Hendrickson, we're going to make a video about him. He was a huge impact signing, but even with all those signings, that defense that stepped up, Joe Mixon in the backfield, all those wide receiver talent, all those talents at wide receiver, it's nothing without Joe Burrow. And I think Joe Burrow moving forward is going to be a household name. He's going to be a guy that gets a lot of money when his contract is up. But overall, this is a player that is already starting to make a name for himself, and it's very similar to the way that Patrick Mahomes carved his way out in the NFL. Now, again, not comparing them, because Joe Burrow has not won an NFL Super Bowl yet, but I think it's not that far off, especially if he continues playing like this, and this Bengals team just continues to shock like this. I mean, if Joe Burrow had a semblance of an offensive line, this would be a total, this matchup is already going to be fun, but this would be a matchup for the ages. I have no problem believing this would be a matchup that's going to be better than the Bills and the Chiefs from a couple days ago. I do expect this to be a dogfight. Like, the Bengals beat the Kansas City Chiefs earlier in the season, but I do think that the Chiefs, it's hard to beat an NFL team twice. Like, it just is. And obviously, you play teams in your division twice a year, but overall, this is going to be a tough game to be able to go out and beat the Chiefs again. But I think it's possible, especially because of guys like Joe Burrow, who is leading this Bengals squad, and I think he's going to be a big reason that this Bengals. He's clearly a big reason they've turned around the franchise so quickly, but he's going to be a big reason the Bengals are going to be serious contenders. And I honestly, they're a serious contender right now. There is no reason for anybody to doubt them anymore, including myself. Again, we've given them a lot of love, but they've turned a lot of heads. We don't mind admitting that we're wrong, especially when it comes to NFL teams playing like this in the Cincinnati Bengals. And overall, I think they got a lot going for them right now if they can get a couple pieces for the offensive line in the offseason. But I honestly think they could shock a lot of people right now, because we saw what they did against the Chiefs earlier in the season. It was one of those, get the ball to Jamar Chase, let him just outrun everybody and just make plays. But this team is too talented. Is just so talented, that I think with Joe Burrow at the helm, he's going to lead them to a lot of great things moving forward. And Cincinnati deserves a lot of credit for what they've done. And I think they're going to continue proving a lot of people wrong and shocking a lot of people. But let us know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like and subscribe down below. Leave a like and a comment. It helps people find the show. We greatly appreciate all the support that we've gotten and continue to get. You guys are all truthfully awesome, and we love every single one of you. Check out our website at thesports3podcast.com. Also in the description down below, you'll find all of our social media platforms, so give us a like and a follow there. Also, if you have anything else you'd like us to cover, send us an email at thesportsbp@yahoo.com or put it in the comment section down below, and we would love to cover up. But let us know what you guys think about this being a career-defining game for Joe Burrow.